When you consider various ways in which a fellow could die, you will know you are alive today not because you are clever. I mean, I know a chief somewhere in Ondo State, healthy, wealthy, popular, intelligent, who sat down to eat pounded yam in his own house. And just while he was eating, I can't remember exactly what happened. I think somebody did something near him that got him distressed. And he choked on the food. And before he got to the hospital, he was dead. So one could die eating. And lot could die because they slept and they never woke up. The doctors will have one name or the other to give it as a cause of death. But the fact that we are alive here today is because of the mercy of God. When some time ago, I think earlier this year, when a tanker lost control over the bridge near Otedola Estate and jumped into the estate, I think, burnt down the house, the first house, and then jumped over the second building, landed on the third building, and burnt it completely. And the building that it left untouched happens to be the Church of the Redeemed Christian Church of God. You know, there is no human explanation for that. Just the mercy of God. That your driver knows how to drive. That is driving correctly on his own side of the road does not mean you will reach home safely. Because somebody else can come, even from the other side, crash into your vehicle. And the fact that you are the one on the right side doesn't stop death from killing. He says it is of the mercy of God that we are not consumed. If somebody is grateful to God that God has kept him alive in spite of everything, let that fellow shout hallelujah. And then he went on to say in Romans chapter 9, from verse 15 to 21, Romans 9, verse 15 to 21, he said it, in summary, he said, it is not of him that willeth, nor of him that runneth, but of him who shows mercy. In other words, apart from the fact that he has kept you alive, you are what you are today by the mercy of God. Oh, you don't understand. I was very brilliant, and I studied very hard. And hey, I had known an occasion in my university days, and with all humility, I was good in mathematics. I mean, just by the grace of God. Many of my colleagues, they come to me to say, explain this to us. And I got into the examination hall. And in those days, I don't know of now, they will give you 8 questions to answer any 5. I got there. I read the first one. What is this? I can't understand this one. I read the second. Blank. Third. Fourth. By now I was sweating. I went through all the 8 questions. I couldn't even recognize any of them. And the subject that I teach my classmates, I just blanked out. I was going to get up and leave. After all, I mean, can't see anything here. It means I will come back and recite. But even then, at that time when I didn't know God, there was a certain hand that kept me seated. Sit down. I sat down. After 15 minutes, suddenly, I mean, everybody was writing furiously, my right, my left. And me, the teacher, the teacher of colleagues, I just sat down there. And then, look at this thing again. I read the first one. This is a theory, so. I read the second one. This is somebody's equation. In the little time left, I answered all 8 questions. And I wrote, we were a bit rascally in those days. And I wrote at the top, mark any 5. You are what you are today by the mercy of God. Oh, yes. And I've always told the story of when I was at Elisha Grammar School in the 1950s. There was a madman in front of the gate of the grammar school. Anytime we want to really enjoy good history, we will go buy him a keg of palm wine. And then he will ask, okay, which history do you want? British, European, from what year to what year? And he will begin, teach what our teachers could not teach us. You know what? He was a professor of history. And something went wrong upstairs. He could tell you all the history you want to know, but he couldn't even remember his own name. We are what we are by the mercy of God. If you are grateful to God that He has made you who you are, will you please shout hallelujah?